So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my command teams. So here's the command teams, and as you can see, I've modeled this with the upgraded Panzerfaust right there. This one is also modeled with the Panzerfaust. Now, if you don't have the Panzerfaust men, you could always just discuss with your opponent and say, yes, my command teams do have that. It's just a lot easier if they're modeled. There's no question about it. So there is our command. Now, we discussed the Panzer Grenadier squads. They have, again, command with an Panzerfaust SMG. So he's going to go there, as well as, remember, three squads. Each team is 2 squads. So here's our stands. I model them with 4. Makes the base a little less clustered. You can model them with 5 if you like. Typically 4 to 5 is the traditional. 3 is a little bit scarce, and typically 3 is on a small base. 4 to 5 is typically what you'll see. So again, this makes up our first platoon. And remember, I did upgrade the option for 1 team, so I'm going to replace that team with a Panzerfaust stand. I still have some MG guys on there, just to round it out, but this one is definitely my Panzerfaust. So that's going to be platoon 1. And let's put down platoon 2. Just quickly put down platoon 2 because, again, it's very similar to the first one I just showed you. Again, with the upgraded command team and upgraded Panzerfaust team. There we are. There is our HQ, as well as 2 platoons. That is the minimum force. Remember, that was the blackened in area. That is the smallest force I can possibly take to have a legal army. Now the rest is going to round out the point base, and we'll get into that in one moment. Now, for purposes of small game, I chose to take a light SS anti-tank gun platoon. Now that's right here. Now, here's the gun platoon. Now you'll notice here, it is all blackened out. But if you go to your actual force organization table, I can actually take 1 anti-tank gun section, 2 or 3. 1 is 85, 2 is 135, and 3 is 185. And if I take 1 gun section instead of squad, these are called sections, it's a gun, a truck, as well as a command SMG team. So for the purpose of this force, I'm actually going to take 1 gun platoon, or 1 gun section, sorry. And it looks like this. Here's the command team. Again, it's not Panzerfaust, so there's no Panzerfaust there. So that's the gun, the section leader. Here is the gun team itself. This is a Pack 40. It's modeled with 4 individuals. So you can get a look over it. There you go. This is on a large base as well. So this is denoted as a small base, this is a medium, this is a large. As well as it's 1 transport. There you go. And that just allows me to actually tow the gun if I so choose. Or I don't even have to deploy it with that. If I'd like the gun to be just on the table itself in a prepared position perhaps, I will not need the truck at all. Okay, so that brings us up to, I believe, around 600, sorry, not 600, yeah, around 675 points, I believe. And, I'm on the wrong page. The last part of the force that I wanted to take to give you sort of an overview of several units was up here, the SS Panzer Platoon on page 11. If you're wondering where I took that gun platoon from, it's right there, the SS Anti-Tank Gun Platoon on page 23. That is, if you look up there, a weapons platoon option. Again, it's an option because it's grayed out. And if I go over here to divisional support, that's actually where I'm going to take the SS Panzer Platoon from, and that's on page 11. So let's go to the Cobra book and go to page 11. Page 11 is right here. Okay. Now, looking at this, here's the SS Panzer Platoon. And just to show you, that is indeed on page 11. Now, here's the force organization. Now, this one here is actually showing a command tank and 2 sections of 2 for a total of 5. Now, they are all blacked out, but if you go again to the organization table, I can take 3, 4, or 5, and they're denoted with the points right here. So at 675, add 325, if I do the math correctly, that would be 1,000 points. It also shows here that I could take Panther, 3 Panthers, 4 Panthers, 5 Panthers. You can see they're considerably more in point value, so I don't have enough points in this 1,000-point force to take that. So I will be using Panzer IVs. And you can look here, there's no upgradable options, there's nothing. It does give you a little bit of information about them, kind of how they were used, as well as down here it calls it an SS Panzer Platoon. Now this is showing Panzer IVs, but it does allow you to take Panthers if you did. It just doesn't show you the silhouette of the Panther. So for our force, let's go back out here a little bit. Alright, we're going to add in our Panthers. Actually, let's put them in the back there. There's 3. And that's the smallest number I can take. I cannot take 1 or 2. And this guy here will denote my commander, as you can see, crew commander sticking out. And that's important because you do need to have the command tank identified in some way. So there is a small 1,000-point force. Again, recapping: HQ, 1 platoon, 2 platoon. That makes it a legal size force, or legal in terms of the minimum units I need to take. I have 1 anti-tank gun section, and I have 3 panzers. This is my 1,000-point force I'll be using for the purpose of the demonstration. So, just join me in a little bit, and we'll see what happens after this.